All right, guys. So today I'm going to be covering day 3 training and day 4. The reason why I grouped these together is day three is very, very simple, and I just thought I could group these together in one video. So instead of having like a 10-second video, I just thought I'd group this in. So all right. So whenever it comes to day 3 training, just like I said on day 2. All we're doing is practice pitching, and it's like repetition to get it to so close that it's muscle memory. So that they're working the quick quote, they're knowing the pitch, and by the end of day 3, they should have everything down. Meaning like they can hook, they can do the discovery questions, the drop ship, the presentation, close perfectly, and they can work quick quote pretty efficiently as well too. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but it's got to be at least 80-90% good. So that's all day 3 is, literally just repetition. And based off of day 3, again, 1 or 2 conversations. 1, hey, we know our information, we're good to go, so we're good to rock and roll out in the store tomorrow. So again, congratulations. Now we're gonna go into the store on day 4. And that's usually when we start people in the store is day 4. Now, that's one conversation. The other conversation is, hey, we didn't do so good. We have to know this information by this day. If not, then I just don't know if this is gonna be a good fit. Because it's very simple, guys. Like, I know it feels like a lot of information. It feels like they're drinking through a fire hydrant at the very beginning of information. But once they get it down, then they're good to go forever in the store. And also, whenever it comes to our information that we're going over, it's super key that they understand everything and they know how to explain it, because it only takes one representative to pitch the wrong person. They say the wrong thing and it's uncompliant, and it costs the manager money, or maybe it costs credit or that relationship with management inside the store, and it's just not worth it. So they just have to know their information before we get them into the store, and they have to be able to confidently say the pitch and work quick quote, because if they get them back to the table, they're already at the beginning going to feel awkward doing that. So I want them to run off muscle memory because of all the practice that we had inside of the morning atmo. So that is day 3. Now we're going to go into day 4. Day 4, this is prepping them, getting them ready to go to the store. And the first thing and the last thing I cover with them, so it's fresh in their mind when they go to the stores, is what I like to call the marketing systems. All right, so for day 4, we're going to be covering marketing systems. Now, the cool thing about these marketing systems is it doesn't matter what retailer we're in. Actually, doesn't matter what client we're representing. If you apply these marketing systems, you will have success. These are like the fundamentals of our business. It's like learning how to do a bounce pass, and learning how to do a chest pass, learning how to shoot the ball with one hand when it comes to basketball, if you're into basketball. So anyways, these marketing systems are going to be the fundamentals of what we do. And if you apply it to any retailer, any client that you represent, you will have success no matter what. So number 1 is going to be 15 to 5. And we're actually going to be high, low. So 15 to 5 is how we actually get the timing down. Some of the most important thing that we do is getting people back to the table. So whenever it comes to 15 to 5, this is exactly how we're going to get the timing down. So again, you got to think we're in the retail setting, we're in the store. Whenever customers are walking in, they got a shop cart, and they're on the move, they're walking, they're moving. So if we got to make sure that we start the interaction at 15 feet, and we want to be high with the hand. Sometimes it's hard to hear. So if you're waving at them and you're making that eye contact, they'll notice that you are waving high to them, and it's got to start at 15 feet so you can get the timing down. If you do not do it at 15 feet, and let's say you start at 5 feet, let's say the representative is right here, I'm the member, and they say, hey, how's it going today? Do you guys use Verizon, T-Mobile? And that customer is gone. So you want to make sure you get the timing down, so it makes things so convenient, easy, and simple for the customer to just come right up to you at the kiosk. It should be very painless and easy. A big red flag to have whenever you're not doing the 15 to 5 right is if you're talking to the back of people's heads. So if people are stopping and turn around and coming back to talk to you, you're not doing the 15 to 5 correctly. And just that one little key difference will make a huge change on if you're getting people back to the table or not. So 15 feet, we want to again be high with the hand. At 5 feet, we want to be low. And what is this universal sign for? Stop. Exactly. And that's our whole goal, is to get people to just stop and talk to us. That is it. So at 15 feet, hey, how's it going today? 5, hey, do you guys use Verizon or T-Mobile? Very simple. So that's going to be the first marking system. Second thing is going to be our C factors. SEE. So S is going to be smile. Nobody wants to talk to a negative Nancy. And again, our whole goal is to get people to stop and talk to us. So if somebody's going to stop and talk to you, you have to be approachable, and everybody, likes a smiley face. So just make sure we're smiling when we're talking to people. I notice a lot of people will just go into robot mode and they won't smile. I'm like, dude, man, you gotta fix your face. You gotta go to the face store or something. So just make sure we're always smiling. Second thing is going to be eye contact. Eye contact, it creates validity and exactly what you're saying. And I'm sure you guys I've all talked to people that have shared a whole story that is talking to you, like not making eye contact, and they're saying the whole story like this. It's kind of weird, right? Yeah, please don't do that to members. So just make sure we're keeping eye contact when we're talking to people. And the last thing is going to be enthusiasm. So whenever it comes to enthusiasm, we're doing people a really, really huge favor. We're doing something really, really beneficial. For the AT&T program, we're upgrading people's phones, we're lowering their phone bills, we're giving them better service, and we're paying them to do it. That's pretty exciting. We're literally giving away iPhone 14s for free. We're giving S23s away for free. That's that's insane. And we're paying people to do it as well too. So pretty much if you're excited about it, they'll be excited. If you're not excited, they won't be excited. So make sure we're excited while we're in the store. So that's going to be our C factors in 15 to 5. These are the two biggest marking systems that will get people to stop and talk to me. If I'm struggling on my tables for the day, this is the first thing that I'm going to look towards is, am I smiling? Do I have eye contact? Am I enthusiastic? Or am I just going through the motions? Or am I hitting the 15 to 5 correctly? Man, I have been talking to back a lot of people's heads, so maybe I should get that 15 to 5 a little bit better. So these are the two things that will get you more tables. Now we're going to go into PPA. And what I like to call these are the controllables. So whenever it comes to I can't control the foot traffic. I can't control the weather that day. I can't control if people are mean that day, or if everybody I talk to has AT&T. So whenever it comes to that stuff, if I start focusing on that stuff, then my mind will go down the spiral staircase and I'll neg out. So instead of focusing on stuff I can't control, I'm only going to allow myself to focus on stuff I can control. And the 3 things I can control are these 3 things right here. Number 1 is going to be the pitch. So this actually means 2 things. One, the pitch of my voice, making sure that I have a good tonality. If somebody sounds like a robot, or they are really, really low talking, you can't really hear them, or if you're really, really loud talker and they're like, geez, man, can you tone it down a bit? People will sense that. So my best word of advice is just be authentic, be yourself. The way you talk to your friends, your family, mom, dad, whatever, should be the same exact way that you talk to a customer or member. So making sure that your tonality is on point. And then also the pitch, meaning just make sure you got your pitch down. You know it 100% front to back, you can do it in your sleep, and just making sure that you're giving your best presentation every single time. Kind of like somebody that performs on stage. They gotta give their best performance. Make sure your pitch is that same best performance each and every time. So that's pitch. Second thing that I can control is gonna be my pace. This is going to mean two things as well too. Number one, meaning the pace of how fast I'm going. A lot of times we'll practice in Atmo over and over and over again so that everybody already knows it. But as soon as we go to the store, that's that first time that customer is hearing that pitch. So make sure you take it slow. Really, really just cover everything. Don't try to speed through it and go really, really quick. Just make sure you're yourself. And again, talk to them like you would your friends, your family, whatever. So just have a nice pace to it. And again, be your authentic self. And the second thing, what I mean by pace is making sure we're hitting every single person that wants to be talked to, leaving no stone unturned. And I'll get into this video later on how important that is. So that's going to be pace. And the last one, I cannot stress this enough: attitude. Bold it, highlight it, underline it, whatever you want to do. Attitude is the most important thing whenever it comes to this business, because like 90% of people we talk to will be no. Like that's like, I already know that going into. So this business and life in general will always test your attitude. And the better people get at controlling their attitude and just being, and attitude isn't just smiling and being happy. Attitude is having that belief of, I know my deal's coming. I know that my yes is in here. I just got to find them. Even if it's 6:50 or if you're in Costco, if it's 8 o'clock, you're like, man, like I know I got 30 minutes, but I know my deal's coming in here. I know my law of averages are going to kick in. Having that belief throughout your whole shift is going to ensure that you're always getting a deal and not missing out on that one deal that could have been there, but you lost your attitude. So attitude is super, super important. And these are the three things that we can control. So these are the only three things I focus on. That is it. Now, the next thing is going to be our Fuji factors. So, as you can see, we love our acronyms here. So these are, so Fuji factors are going to be what I call the impulse factors. This is how we get people to do it today. So, so F is going to be fear of loss. So the way we can create some fear of loss is, hey, I totally don't know when these promotions are going to change. They do change frequently, and even if they don't change, if we wait, we might not be able to get the color that you want because it might be out of stock, and that happens very frequently, especially around the holiday time. So, if they don't do the deal, they might lose out on the color that they want. So, that's one way to create fear of loss. U is going to be urgency. Urgency and fear of loss, they pretty much go hand in hand. Again, it's just getting them to do it today. If a promotion's ending on a certain day and we're notified, let the member know, let the customer know, hey, like these deals they do, it's actually changing this Friday, or hey, the pre-orders or the pre-order for this phone, because we do take care of pre-orders for all phones, Google, Samsung, iPhone, etc. And hey, this pre-order deal is actually ending tomorrow, so today's like the last day to do it. So go around the store, sit, think about it, call everybody out, figure out what colors they want, but we can place the order today to ensure that you're going to get the deal that you're looking for. So urgency. J is going to be Jones effect. Have you ever heard of Keep Up with the Jones? So back in the old day, there was a marketing firm that created this story about the Jones. The Jones was a family that lived in a cul-de-sac, and the Jones a family bought a Cadillac. All the neighbors saw that the Jones had a Cadillac, so the neighbors were like, man, Jones got a Cadillac, I want a Cadillac. So everybody else in that neighborhood, in that cul-de-sac, started getting Cadillacs, and then everybody had Cadillacs inside that neighborhood. So what the Jones effect does is it's just making sure that, or what it does is people hopping on that bandwagon. And the best thing that the store or the field does, especially if you're working with two people inside the, another partner inside the store, is whenever that person has somebody back to the table or they're signing somebody up and you start to pitch people, the people that you're pitching sees that somebody else is doing the deal. They'll be like, man, they're doing it, so I want to do it. Oh, they're doing it, so I'll hear them out. So it's kind of hopping on that bandwagon. So whenever it comes to the Jones effect, that's a big, powerful way to get more people back to the table or get people to do it today, especially if you have a returning customer to be like, oh my gosh, like, oh, we loved you. Oh, you were so great. Thank you for the Costco cards, whatever it may be. So hopping on that bandwagon. And the last thing is going to be, this is my favorite one. So is indifference. Not to be over dramatic or anything, but whenever I learned about indifference, it kind of changed my life. So whenever it comes to indifference, it's, hey, this is what I got. Do you want it or not? Yes? Cool. Do you not want it? Okay, that's fine, no problem. Have a great day. I will find somebody that wants the deal. Because guys, at the end of the day, going back to day one, like we have the best deals on the marketplace. If somebody can't see that and they want to do something else, that's fine, no problem. Let them do that. I don't want to push, I don't want to be aggressive. When people don't have indifference, they have what we call sales breath. And then they'll be like, oh, please sign up with me. Oh, but you'll get these phones, or oh, the deal's so good, why wouldn't you do it? Like that just sounds desperate, and nobody wants to sign up with somebody that's desperate. They always want confident, strong people that understand what they got and value what they got. And guys, like there's thousands of people that we talk to on a daily basis. You will find the people that really appreciate what you got and see the value and want to do the deal with you because you're confident with it as well too. So that indifference is super, super key. That's usually, that can be a big turning point for somebody, for a new start to learn. And once they grasp that indifference concept, it really kind of like is the straw that breaks the camel's back that really gets them to take off. So that is our impulse factors right there. And so the next thing that we got is going to be our TPCs. I'm going to kind of divide this out. Okay, so so here is our TPC chart. Every day when I go to the store, I always get my water set, get the iPads going. I log into Quick Quote, make sure everything's set up, got badge on, good to go. And I always whip out my notebook and write down a chart that looks just like this. And what we call this is our TPC chart. And what we do is we actually track it hourly of our deals. So 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and so forth. I'll make little dividers right here. Okay, cool. So, so this is a tally system that tracks how well we're performing that day. And again, like I said, there's multiple reasons why these TPC charts are so valuable. So, so number one is going to be the T. T stands for table. What clearly is defined as a table is getting somebody to turn and burn back to the table. So let's say that I'm pitching somebody. I say, hey, how's it going today? They say, good. Do you guys use Verizon T-Mobile? Verizon, how many people do you have on the plane? 3. How much does that run you a month? 300. Oh my gosh, that's so much. Here, let me show you what we're doing. Let's say they walk back to the table, they stop and talk to you, and they're like, oh, this is AT&T? Oh, never mind. Hey, the fact that they actually stopped and talked to you at the table, that means that counts as a T. So, so again, you don't have to get anything further. They just gotta get back to the table and stop and talk to you and talk. So, so that is exactly what counts as a table. Now let's go into the P. P is going to be the presentation. I'm just going to write prezo because I'm lazy for short. So what counts as a prezo is the first initial offer. So what I mean by that is you showed them, hey, we can get you these phones. You gave them the price, and you gave them what the plan is going to be. Now, you don't have to cover the Costco promotions. You don't have to cover the appreciation offers. The fact that you gave them that first initial quote and you showed it to them, that means that you presented the product to them. And if you get that far and they're like, you know what, your offer sucks, that's fine, no problem, still counts as a P, and we're going to put a tally right there for the P. So that counts as a P. The last thing is going to be the C. You can probably guess what it is. It's going to be close. And what we mean by close is asking for business. Now, this isn't receiving the driver's license. It's just asking for it. And you're probably wondering, why is it like that? So unfortunately, every time we present and close on somebody, the unfortunate thing is they don't just say, yeah, here you go, here's my driver's license. They usually have objections. They usually have questions. They usually have concerns. So I want to see how many objection circles that people go through on a daily and hourly basis, and see how many they overcome, how many they didn't overcome, and see if we can improve on that. So so the fact that they asked for the driver's license, whether they receive the driver's license or not, still counts as a C. And let's say that you asked for a driver's license, they gave it to you, you scan it. Once people scan the driver's license, what we call that is a credit check. So we like to write a little CC right here. I want to check how many credit checks I do a day. So I'll write a little CC right there. And let's say that they pass the credit check, we get the phones, we do the deal, blah, 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 they get 3 new lines, blah, 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 sure. This is whenever, you can put a star, a money sign, a cookie, is what my trainer first taught me, so I still do a cookie to this day. And I also like to write, like, what the deal was. So, maybe it was just 2 new lines. So this is our TPC chart. The reason why these are so valuable is a couple reasons. One, it allows that person that's doing the TPC chart to know where they're at a daily basis. So what I mean by that is, or an hourly basis as well too. So let's say that for every 10 tables somebody gets, 60% of those should be presentations. And that's like bare minimum, guys, like bare minimum. Out of 10, 60% should be presentations. Out of 60%, half of them we should close on. And out of those half, at least one of those will be a deal. So instead of thinking, oh my gosh, I gotta get a deal today, like I have to sell somebody today, we reverse engineer it and keep things super simple. Hey, if I get 10 people back to the table this hour and next hour and next hour, I will accidentally do my job. So the goal isn't, hey, I gotta get a deal. It's how many people I can get back to the table. Because I promise you, the more T's you get, the more P's, the more P's, the more C's, the more C's, the more deals. And what we call that is our LOAs. This is the law of averages. I've been using the basketball analogy, so I'll stick with them. So let's say that there's 2 people shooting free throws. One person shoots 30 shots, the other one shoots 10. Who are you putting your money on to make more free throws? The guy that shoots 30, right? Yeah, exactly, because there's more at-bats, there's more tries. And that is exactly why we have to set the pace and pitch every single person that we can possibly talk to that wants to be talked to. Because we want to leave no stone unturned, because we want to have the best odds, the best opportunity, the best chance to make the most amount of money that we can that day. So that's going to be the law of averages. The more input you put in, the more output you're going to receive. And whenever somebody's doing their TPCs, let's say that they're at 8 tables, they're at 4 prezos, maybe they got 1 close, or 2 closes. They're going to be like, man, like I just, it's 12:45, we got 15 more minutes till 1 o'clock. I just know if I get 2 more tables, I will get my deal. So they have reassurance of knowing, hey, like I'm just getting so close to my deal. So that's one reason why TPCs are so valuable. Another reason why TPCs are so valuable is for us trainers to be able to help our trainees identify, to help them with their problems. It gives us a base to identify and diagnose where the problem is and where to fix it. For example, let's say that I work with Johnny Ballgame for a week and he does really good. So I'm like, hey, Johnny Ballgame, let's have you go the next week by yourself and see how you do. And let's say he just eats it and doesn't do very well. And he's like, Ricky, man, like I don't know what's going on. I'm talking to everybody. Like I'm just not getting deals without you here. Like, I just don't get it. The very first thing I'm going to ask as a trainer is I'm going to say, let me see your TPCs. So, and let's say Johnny's looks like this. So I'm like, wow, that's incredible. So you actually have 12 people back to the table this hour. That's great. But out of those 12, only 2 we got to the presentation. So now as a trainer, I know the problem is right here between the tables and the presentation. It's not his close, it's not the objections at all. It's this part right here, because what happened to these 10 people? Like, that's what I gotta figure out. That's what I gotta know. So, so TPCs allows us trainers to be able to identify problems where they're at, even if that trainer's not even in that store. So that is the reason why TPCs are so valuable, and that's why we have to track them every single day. Now, there is a catch when it comes to TPCs. Whenever it comes to people giving me their TPCs, I have to have accurate information. If somebody gives me inaccurate information, I will give them an inaccurate answer. So it's super, super critical to make sure that we're taking the small little bit time after each and every pitch to make sure we're writing down our TPCs and making them absolutely accurate. Because again, if somebody gives me inaccurate information or doesn't track their TPCs or lies and says, "Oh, I think I did 3 this hour," I will give them an inaccurate answer, which results in them not doing well still. So again, super, super important that we're covering those TPCs. All right. The last thing, I'm going to erase a little bit of this. Actually, just this right here. The last thing I'm going to be covering is the 8 steps to success. So these are what we call the 8 steps to success. If you focus on these each and every day, no matter where you're at throughout the management training program, or even as a manager, or whatever you do in life, you will have great results. So number 1 is have a great attitude.
So I know it sounds so cheesy and it's kind of like redundant because we've been saying it over and over again, but like, guys, like having a great attitude will get you so far in life. Like, everybody goes through highs and lows. The better attitude you have during the lows will get you out of those lows faster. When people sit and dwell and they start, self-pity and they like, just really, kind of like maybe bang up on themselves that they messed something up, like they just stay in those pits longer. So the best thing to do is always have a great attitude regardless. And it's hard, it's challenging, it's tough, but it's also hard to not have a good attitude as well too. So keep that in mind. Number 2 is going to be on time. And what I mean by this is if you're on time, you're late. And if you're early, you're on time. So always just make sure we're 10-15 minutes early to everything that goes on. You'll always find those people that are like 4 minutes late every time. And it's almost like impressive. You're like, damn, like how are you always 4 minutes late to everywhere you go? Like it's almost kind of impressive. You just need to leave like you just need to wake up like 10 minutes earlier, 15 minutes earlier, and you will be on time every single time. So but again, be on time. 3 is going to be prepared. So for the field, for the stores, for example, be mentally prepared that you will get no's, and your attitude will get tested. Like whenever I drive to the store, I'm cranking music, I'm having a good time, and I'm just mentally preparing. I'm about to go get like 90, 100 no's, but I don't care about that. All I care about is that 10% of yeses, because I'm going to thrive off that 10% of yeses. So just be mentally prepared. And also another thing is like if you have to bring something like a notebook, like everywhere we go, we want to make sure we always have a notebook on us, just in case we need to track our TPCs, just in case we want to take notes. We want to have some kind of thing to be able to document this stuff. So always be prepared. 4 is going to be work a full day or until you hit your goal. So a lot of people coming into this, they have an employee mindset, and I was the same way as well too.
Whenever, let's say that the store is about to end, or the store is about to close. Maybe that person already has a deal for the day, but they told their trainer, hey, I'm getting 2 yeses out of the store, and they take their foot off the gas because they're at 5 lines, they're all good, they're rolling, and let's say it's 8 o'clock, so they're like, man, I'm kind of hungry, I'm gonna wind down, so I'm gonna get some food. And then they get done with their break at 8:15, 8:20. They're like, we got 10 minutes, so maybe I'm going to start packing things up. There's people going by, but you know what? Like, I just want to get home early. And they're all ready to go. They got everything packed at 8:29, and right as soon as 8:30 hits, they're boom right out the door, clocking out. So that is an employee mindset of wanting to leave as soon as possible. What an employer mindset, the way they see it is, hey, we got till 8:30 to make as much money as possible. We got till 8:30 to hit our goals and go above and beyond. So they're in there pitching until the buzzer rings. And a thing that I love that Costco does as well too is they have their doors open until 8:30. And whenever 8:30 comes around and they close up shop around 8:31, 8:32, they don't rush their members to get out of the store. They let them do their shopping. They let them do their thing until the member leaves. That is just great business etiquette because they're just saying we're going to be fully open and doing everything that you would find at 3 o'clock, and the same thing at 8:30. You would find the exact same thing, because that's when they said that they were open. They didn't close at 8:20. They close at 8:30, and then they start winding things down. And I think we have to steal that mindset as well too, to make sure we're maximizing our full potential. Because guys, like, I know it just seems like, oh, it's just 10 minutes. Oh, it's just 15 minutes. But here's the thing. If you do that daily, and then monthly, and then yearly, the people that do the right thing and actually spend those 15 minutes have, I don't even know how many hours, but a lot more hours and days on the person that takes the shortcuts each and every time. That slight edge will compound over time. So if you want to get to your goals further faster, just make sure you work the full shift. Moving on to number 5 is going to be work territory correctly. So what we mean by this is just make sure you don't prejudge at all in any time. Making sure you're pitching every single person. The people that don't pitch or they prejudge are, oh, they won't sign up. Oh, they won't sign up. Oh, they won't sign up. You'd be surprised. There's so many times that I've looked at somebody and I'm human. I prejudged them as well too. I was like, they're not going to sign up, but they told me to pitch everybody, so I should. And I pitched them, and boom, that's my 6th liner for the day, or that's my 7th liner, and it just makes my stacks on my paycheck for my whole week. I'm like, damn, like if I didn't pitch that person, I wouldn't have got that, I wouldn't have got that deal. So you have to pitch every single person. You're never going to be 100% right on that as well too. So make sure you're working territory correctly. Don't prejudge. 6 is protect your attitude. So whenever it comes to us working in the store, if you worked in there more than a week, you'll find that we have people in there that we call PTWs, professional time wasters. And it doesn't matter what you say to them or whatever. They just, they're not going to do the deal. And 2, they just want to sit and talk about whatever it is in life. And then they'll take up 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour sometimes of your time. And you'll just be sitting there talking to them, and they're literally just, and there's just so many people walking by, and it's negging you out real bad. So the way we protect our attitude is just making sure we disconnect from those people, and don't be mean about it. Let's just make sure we do it in a polite way. So usually I'll have my body language towards the other way, and I'll still be like kind of talking to them, but my body language shows that like I gotta get back to it. Or people can always say is, hey, like, hey, I love talking to you, but my boss is gonna kill me if I don't stop, if I don't talk to these people. So I gotta go. Have a great day. And you can kind of disconnect in a nice, lighthearted way that way as well too. So that is how we will protect our attitude. Number 7, know why you are here and where you are going. So So this one's super, super critical. And especially for somebody like brand new day one, like I'm not expecting them to know their why or like the reason why they, get up and go, get after it. Like, I'm not expecting that at the very beginning, but eventually down the line, like you got to figure out your why. You got to figure out, why are you doing this? Why did you take this role as a sales representative role? Why did you, why does it interest you for the management training program? Like why, why did you get out of your bed to come to this morning meetings? And if you don't know your why, those hard days that come, it's going to be really easy to quit. It's going to be really easy to neg out. It's going to be really easy to lose your attitude after the 15th no. The people that know their why and they know why they're here and they're where they're going, they will be way more resilient through those times because they're doing it for something bigger than them. Usually it's friends. Usually it's family. That's the biggest thing. Or maybe it's just putting themselves in a spot that they've never been in before. Maybe it's financially, or maybe it's they just want to become the best person they can possibly be and build and grow. And if they don't know that why, that will make things harder than what it needs to be. And if they don't know their why, it will make things harder than what it needs to be. But if they do know their why and where they're going, they will keep attacking and keep pushing for those goals. Because I hate to break the news, but like it will be tough. It will be challenging. It will suck at times. But that resilience, those obstacles that you'll be able to overcome, will make you stronger and better, and just a better quality human. So know your why. That'll help out a ton. And then number 8, I'm gonna write it over here. Take control. So making sure we take control of everything and taking accountability for everything in our lives. If you're out of shape, hey, that's fine. Take accountability, take control of it. Hey, I'm going to do this, this, and this to get myself out of this position. Because the cool thing is, if you put yourself, whatever position you're in, you put yourself in there, but also you're also the reason to get yourself out as well too. If maybe you're not financially where you're at, hey, take control of that, take ownership, and I'm going to do this, this, and this to get myself out of this rut. Maybe it's hey, I want to be a better boyfriend. I want to be a better girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever. I am going to do these things to make sure that I am the best husband, best wife, best boyfriend, girlfriend I can possibly be for my spouse, because they deserve it as well too. So taking control on everything on your life, it seems scary at first, but I promise you, once you make that mental decision and you just take accountability and say, hey, and you start pointing the finger inward and say, hey, like everything is my fault and I'm also the answer to all my problems as well too, it makes life so much more fun, I promise you. So that's the last thing, is take control on everything. So as for day 4, this is everything that I cover in my day 4. And again, this is right before they're about to enter the store. So what I like to do to prep them to go to the store is, hey, I share my war stories about my day 1 of how weird and awkward it was and how I had no idea what I was doing. I'll have some other leaders maybe share their day 1 stories, and I'll just kind of like over prep it as well too. I'll say, hey, like over prepare mentally. I'll say, hey, like it's gonna be scary. There's gonna be people that are gonna be mean to you. You're gonna call back people over and you're gonna not really know what to do. But at the end of the day, you always have your trainer there and they will take care of you and you'll be just fine. And the whole goal of day 1 is just to get people, just get comfortable, getting people to stop and talk to you. That's all we care about for day 1. We don't care about getting a deal. I know you're ambitious and I know you want to get a deal, and that's cool and all, but let's just master getting really good at this tease. That's all we care about. Let's master that. And once we master that, what do you think we're going to work on day 2? Let's master on working on the prezo. And if you master that and spend a whole day just mastering that, you'll never have to focus on that again, because you went full throttle at it. And then day 3 is going to be, we're just going to really, hey, close on 10 people today. And that's all we're going to care about, is just closing. And usually day 4, if they follow the systems correctly, is usually when they're getting their first deal and they feel very, very comfortable mastering all this as well too. So that's what I do for day 4, guys. And that person's now ready to hit the field. And again, I'll be covering day 1 in the field stuff in later videos. So thank you guys.